The Department of Homeland Security reviewed body cam footage and released an initial report to Congress. 2 officers fired on Alex Pretti, an ICU nurse who worked at the local VA hospital. Previously, they said it was 1 person who fired. Both have been put on leave. Their new report does not say Pretti brandished a firearm or attacked officers, as DHS Secretary Noem previously claimed, but that he, quote, resisted being taken into custody, at which point a struggle ensued. This CNN analysis focuses on the 2 officers that raised their guns, seen here, one wearing a green shirt and black hat, and the other in a tan beanie, and sheds light on how their actions escalated the situation before it became deadly. At 8:56 a.m., we see this officer in the green shirt for the first time in this video. Later, you'll see he's wearing a bulletproof vest labeled U.S. Border Patrol, along with a patch of the state flag of Texas. Here he is on Nicollet Avenue. You can see him shaking his spray as the sound of whistles blare in the background. We see Alex Pretti for the first time here, in a video filmed from a car driving by. Pretti and 3 other people are across the street. They're standing next to a federal officer. Seconds later, an officer pushes Pretti to the sidewalk. Pretti is filming while stepping backwards. A moment later, this person falls to the ground as an officer begins to restrain him. The officer in the green shirt rushes over to assist him. Together, they drag this person off the street as protesters yell at the agents. That first officer in the green shirt would next be seen sitting inside his car, here. We now want to turn your attention to this second officer, wearing a tan beanie. According to a report from Customs and Border Protection's investigative body, officers ordered these female civilians, and later Pretti, to move out of the roadway, and they did not. At that time, Pretti can be seen directing traffic past the officers and protesters. The officer in the tan beanie shoves the 2 women in the middle of the street, prompting Pretti to yell out.
Do not push them into the traffic!
Watching the shoving across the street, the officer in the green shirt is now standing outside of his car. Meanwhile, the officer in the tan beanie turns his attention to Pretti, pushing him out of the way before shoving one of the women to the ground. Pretti steps between them, and the officer pepper sprays him in the face. As Pretti tries to help the woman to her feet, multiple officers grab him and pull him to the ground. At this point, the officer wearing the green shirt and black hat approaches. You can see him reach for his spray here, and then attempt to use it on the people pushed against the car. It appears to malfunction. As we slow this footage down, you can see that he then turns toward Pretti, who is being held down by other agents. According to CBP, they were attempting to take Pretti into custody, and that he resisted. Based on these videos, Pretti can be seen on the ground with more than 5 officers around him. At this exact moment, on the other side of the scrum, the officer in the tan beanie starts beating Pretti in the head with a metal spray canister. Another officer in a gray coat removes Pretti's handgun from his waistband, directly in front of the officer in the green shirt here, though it's unclear if he sees it. He pushes the officer in the gray coat to the side, drawing his gun and pointing it at Pretti, who is down on his knees, bent forward. 1 second later, we hear the first gunshot. The officer in the green shirt's gun now becomes visible again. We see him fire the second, third, and fourth shots. We can see the officer in the tan beanie raise his gun, and a 5th shot is heard, while the other officer's gun is pointed to the ground. There's a 1-second pause where Pretti is lying on the ground, face up. He appears to be completely incapacitated. Then, the officer in the green shirt points his gun again. Shots 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all fired while Pretti is lying face up on the street. This officer fired at least 4 of those 5 shots. You can see the recoil and bullet casings eject. The other officers have all backed away by this point. Both of the officers who fired their weapons pace around with their guns still drawn. The officer in the green shirt appears to walk back toward Pretti with his gun drawn. The person behind the camera yells out,
The
fuck did you just do? Ah! Yes, Liz, somebody call the ambulance.
Other officers approach, including the officer in the tan beanie and emergency responders, who appear to begin rendering medical aid to Pretti. In the background, the officer in the green shirt can be seen near his vehicle.